Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Camp Raven Knob webinar. I think, what is this? This is the fourth webinar so far for Summer Camp 2022. Happy the folks that are with us here joining us. If you we'd like folks for throw in the chat bar. Where are you from? What troop you're with? That way we can kind of keep a record of who's here a little bit. So go ahead and throw that in there. The chat bar is located there under the screen, or if you're on your phone, there should be a comment button there where you can type in questions or comments as we go through the evening. Just planning on about a 30-minute session here. Try not to take up too much of your time. We're going to be fairly brief overall. We're trying not to cover too much of stuff we've covered in the past, just to make it more time efficient for everybody here. So just keep that in mind. But if you do have a question about something that we've covered before, we'll be happy to touch on that. So great to see some folks joining us here from looks like Virginia, North Carolina, Florida. So great to see some folks chiming in here. Just to kind of give you a quick update, just as camp in general, things are going fairly well at this point. This is kind of a time where things start to heat up. The past 2 weeks have been a little bit quiet, though we've had plenty to do. Don't get me wrong. It's just been a little bit quiet. And now as we get into May, it starts warming up and things really get going, where some of our staff will start coming in next Monday, and we'll be there until you guys arrive and well after you leave. So we're excited to finally get some boots on the ground and bring camp back up to speed and make it alive. For those of you that are staying in the Lodge Road area, which is kind of Kiowa, Arapahoe, Comanche, Lakota, Ponca campsite area, tomorrow morning we'll be up putting the trusses on that new shower house that we're building there, which we are extremely excited to have that thing looking like it's going to be good when you folks finally roll in for our Cub Week in week 1. So it's coming in hot, but it looks great. It's going to be a tremendous facility for those folks that are staying in that area and surrounding areas. It's got eight bathrooms. I say bathrooms, that's a toilet and a shower and a sink in each one of the rooms. Individualized. It's going to be a great addition to the Camp Raven Knob property, and we look forward to expanding that over the years to come. But finally seeing that come through, as it's been several years in the works, and making it through COVID. So we're finally ready to push that thing forward. So we just want to go ahead and jump into it. We're going to be talking, just kind of give you a quick rundown. We're going to talk about session changes. That's a lot of questions we get right now, is how do I go in and make a change for a session? So we'll do a quick demonstration on that. That way anybody needs to see it can do it. We'll be going in check-in times. This is something we have mentioned but haven't gone into great detail on. We'll be talking through our Twilight Activities, Scoutcraft Overnighter, Campfires, and Family Night on Wednesday night, and then answering any questions that you may have. If we don't get to your question tonight, don't worry. We will answer those tomorrow morning, as we've got your names in here and everything. So if we don't get through it, some of us do have a little bit of a time constriction tonight, so we are going to try to keep it to that 30 minutes the best we can. So first thing I am going to do is talk to everyone about session changes. I just want to make sure that everyone knows how to do that. I think most folks do, but in case you need to make some session changes and you're not exactly sure, we definitely want you to know how to do that. We're happy to help any way we can, but it's always easier when you all are able to kind of do that on your own. All right, for those of you that you should be able to see my screen now. This is just what it looks like when you guys log in. So what you'll need to do is go into the event there on week 3 and scroll on down. You will need to find your scout's name. So for just instance here, click on this one. All right, so you'll just click on the scout that you need to change. Going back into it, find the scout, click on the name. All righty. You can see their schedule here. To change their schedule, you'll hit the Manage Registration button. You can either cancel it or edit it. If you do have a scout that drops out between now and camp, you can hit the cancel button. Then you'll need to completely check out. But to change the schedule, you'll hit edit registration, go through that piece. All right. Then hit one more next. Okay. Here you're going to see some things that only we can see it on the admin side of things. But you'll see here on the right side of the screen, the session options. To see a session, all you have to do is hit remove. And now these sessions available for the first session of the day are available. So you can go in here, add whatever session you need, archaeology, go through and check out. Now, for just good measure here, we don't want to lose our citizenship of the nation on this class. So you just go back through and check out, just very similar to how you all did everything. Now, since I put the same session back in, it's not going to let me fully check out. But again, if you have stuff in the cart, always remember to go ahead and check out. Don't leave stuff sitting in that cart, as changes can be made. Items can sell out until you completely check out. Okay, so that's a real quick tutorial on how to change sessions. The one thing I will tell you is if you do have a scout that we've changed on an age restriction, you'll need to send that schedule change to us, because we'll have to do it and confirm it from our end, regardless if it's for restriction. If they've had one in the past, just give us a call or shoot us an email, and we'll make that change. We try to keep up with those as quickly as possible, as we know things tend to change fairly quickly when it comes to the overall session availability. So we'll try to stay on top of that as much as we can. All right, I'm just going to remove the screen here. All righty, and we're going to keep on. The next thing we're going to talk about is the check-in process at camp. Ash, the past couple webinars, have talked to everyone about what happens at check-in as far as when you come to camp and where we're going and your camp tour and swim checks and all that good stuff. The check-in time is the thing that we're going to talk about just for a brief second. In recent years, those of you who've been here with us for a while, or maybe your first time, we have implemented a check-in time, which is just something that a form that we sign up, use a sign-up link. I think it's called Sign Up Genius, if anybody's familiar with it, where you can go in and reserve a time to come check in. Those are set, I do believe, on the half hour, starting at 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. And there are a certain number of slots for each one. And so I'll just go ahead and say this. If you guys come in on Saturday, or if you have a problem and can't get there at 1, you're going to end up there at 4, or you come in early, that's fine. But we do want to try to keep it to those check-in times as best we can, just to kind of manage the flow of the day. It helps us being able to have those times and schedule how many people are going through and trying not to get backlogged. It's a very busy day, so it just kind of helps us space things out just a little bit. So in the next few weeks, it will not happen this week. Most likely will happen next week or the week after. You'll get an email, and we will give you guys a heads up, like we do with session registration. We don't want to just throw it out there on a day that you're busy. We'll let you know what day we're going to send the email that will have those sign-up times in them, so you can go in and reserve a time. And if you have questions or comments about that process, once we get into it, feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to work with you. We're just trying to manage the flow of camp on that day for the betterment of everybody, really. So just keep an eye out for that. It'll come in just like the reminders through Tinaroo, and it'll be a sign-up link through signupgenius.com. So fairly easy process. All you got to do is throw your name in there, and or your troop number, and you're done. Fairly quick, easy process. All righty. So those are the two things I was going to start with here today. As I didn't introduce our crew tonight, which it's the familiar crew here. We've got Ash Stemke, our program director, and Max Capige, our admin team guru, who kind of stays behind the scenes here to make sure everybody's being squared away. So Ash, I'm going to turn it over to you if you want to talk about Twilight Activities and overnighters and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. I'd be glad to talk about some of the stuff going on in the evenings this summer at camp. These are just good thing to know. If you would kind of go to the website so we can kind of look through some things there, and we can show everybody how to navigate there. So from our homepage, under the program tab up at the top, there's a little menu item that says Twilight Activities, and that's sort of our name at camp for the stuff that happens in the evenings. So just by clicking on Twilight Activities there, we can see a whole list of our sort of tentative plan for what's going to go on in the evenings. And one thing I'll talk about right away is our campfires. Like most summer camps, what's summer camp without a campfire? We do 3 campfires a week. The first one is on Sunday night when you arrive. The second one is on Wednesday. That's our visitors night, which we can talk more about here in a moment. And then our last one is on Friday. You'll find that each of the campfires serves a slightly different purpose. The Sunday night one is very much a welcoming to camp. All the different staff will get up there and do some sort of song or skit, and you'll be introduced to the various camp staff and the different areas of camp throughout the week. Wednesday, like I said, is our visitors night. And that's sort of a twofold campfire. The first section is put on by our camp staff with some skits and songs and things like that. And the second half is our Order of the Arrow call-out ceremony, which is done by our local Order of the Arrow Lodge. And that's our visitors night when we encourage parents and families to come visit and things like that. We can talk more about visitors night later in the chat. But then our Friday night campfire is mostly an award ceremony. It's a time to recognize all the accomplishments of the scouts throughout the week and kind of send everybody on their way with a smile on their face Saturday morning. So mostly as far as the evening activities go after supper's over, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's pretty much the campfire. That's kind of the main event there. But on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights, those nights without campfires, we have all kinds of activities going on around camp for scouts and adults to participate in. There's a list of them here, and I'll just kind of hit a couple highlights. The waterfront is open each of those nights for swimming and boating. There's a couple of training courses as far as chaplain's aid goes. If you're interested in having your troop go to the rifle, shotgun, or archery ranges, we do offer troop shooting activities. Those require a sign up on Sunday night. So if you are hoping to take some scouts from your troop to go shooting one of the nights, just make sure you talk to our shooting sports director at the Sunday night leaders meeting. There'll be a time to sign up there for a slot for those. There's plenty of stuff to do in the handicrafts area and some other fun games and things like that. I want to point out the Life to Eagle workshop on Monday night as well. One of our staff members has been an Eagle coach for many, many years and does this workshop on Monday nights, primarily geared for scouts who are probably maybe recently got their life and are starting to think about what to do for their Eagle project and things like that. And it's an opportunity to kind of just have a discussion about what those steps are to get that last step of the way towards Eagle and things like that. So if you're looking for some older scouts that might need a little bit of encouragement or some pathfinding as far as what the next steps towards Eagle are, that would be a great opportunity for them. Later in the week, Thursday night, there's a lot of different tournaments, open climbing and things like that, and a flag retirement ceremony, which is quite a nice way to kind of close out the activities for the week. Our Raven Scouts area hosts that, which is sort of a nice, relatively solemn occasion there towards the end of the week. So there's plenty to do throughout the week in the evenings. And of course, in addition to this, the trading post is open and there's trails to hike and fishing and all kinds of just kind of at your own leisure activities. But our camp staff is more than happy to answer questions about these throughout the week that you're there. And we hope to have plenty of things to do in the evenings. And of course, if you want to sit around your campsite, that's totally fine too. I'll mention a couple more things on here. On Thursday night, the first thing listed there is the Wilderness Survival Overnighter. One of the requirements for Wilderness Survival Merit Badge is to spend the night in a shelter that the scouts build themselves. And so Thursday night is kind of our night for that. All the scouts who are in Wilderness Survival will kind of hike out into the woods with our staff and build their own shelters to sleep in for the night. And that's on Thursday night. And we do that pretty much each week for the people in Wilderness Survival. Scouts who are in Camping Merit Badge for the week are also invited to attend. They obviously don't have to build their own shelter and sleep in that. If the Camping Merit Badge people want to bring a pop-up tent, that's fine as well. But it is sort of a hike out into the woods. It's optional for those people in Camping Merit Badge, but certainly something that we would expect the people in Wilderness Survival to go on because it's one of their requirements. There's some more information on the Wilderness Survival page about kind of what that entails and the things to bring and stuff like that. And certainly we can answer questions about that as well. So I think that kind of covers it, but I just wanted to kind of highlight just all the stuff there is to do in the evenings. Evenings are one of my favorite times around camp because there's always people just going around doing fun stuff. And what's camp without fun stuff? That's about all I got. Back to you, Hunter.
Thank you, Ash. And just kind of to tag on a little bit of what you had to say there, I will go ahead and drop this down. For some of our Twilight activities and field trips that we do, specifically going to the Edwards Franklin House for citizenship in the nation, or sorry, nation. Yeah, citizenship in the nation. Sorry, I had a little mind blank there. We do ask if anybody may have a bus or a van in camp to help us transport some of those folks over. Want to go ahead and get that out. If you may have a bus or van coming, you could go ahead and ask the question to the people who own it, or go ahead and get that in your mind that you may drive those folks over for our citizenship in the nation field trip. It is just it's about a 5-minute drive, if that, outside the camp gate. Just around the corner and back. It is less than 5 miles round trip. Very easy drive out, but we greatly appreciate if you might have a van or a bus during your week that would be willing to drive those folks out there after dinner. Same thing goes with our mountain biking trip on Friday afternoon, right after lunch. We do our mountain biking trip up to the New River Trail in Galax, Virginia, kind of the old train beds across or there below the New River. And we actually will have the van to be able to use for that, but we could always use a driver to help our scouts go up and down. You don't have to ride. It's a 22-mile bike ride. It's a good bike ride. It's not too crazy uphill, downhill, or anything like that. But we could definitely use a driver. So if you want to come ride with us, or if you just want to take them up so they can do the ride and check out the the antique scene of Galax, you're welcome to do that too. So a lot of good antique stores up that way. Also mentioning campfires. We got our campfires on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings, all at 8:15. Our Wednesday night campfires, we mentioned the last time we got together, is our family night, where families are invited to come to camp and have a meal in the campsite, where they bring in kind of potluck or pizza or things like that. We do encourage units that are able to do that to go for it. We in years past had a really good synergy of our parents and families coming in and enjoying the night at camp, getting to see their son or daughter, and then just enjoying the facility through and through, the campfire that night, and a slush puppy from the trading post that evening. So we definitely encourage that. If you're from far away, no worries. We still have food available for you all. But a lot of our local troops, where they have people come in, will kind of just do dinner in the campsite those nights. If you want to, you're welcome on that night. If you are from far away but want to bring in food from the outside, you are welcome to do that. Go get some pizzas from in town or whatever it may be. You're welcome to do that. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out and we can get you set straight. It'll be nice to get back a little bit of normality. Wednesday nights, we make T-shirts in our trading post that say "I Heart Wednesday Night." It's kind of all the staff and the folks that have enjoyed Raven Night for a long time. It's our favorite night of the week to just be around some outsiders and just have a good night and a good campfire with our friends and family. So just keep that in mind. We're very excited about doing that this summer. And again, with COVID, everything is looking really good right now. But if things were to change and regulations were to change from the state, that is something that could change down the road, is the visitor policy. So just keep that in mind. But at this point in time, we're very excited to open our doors back up. All righty here. One thing I did want to mention that I had in the email was about the daily schedule of camp. We have not quite finalized that. Once our staff is able to get to camp next week and walk things through, we spend a lot of time with Flo at our dining hall, making sure things are going to work and timing is going to work. And so that is something that next week we are going to finalize what the exact daily schedule when it comes to meals is going to look like. Past few years, we've been on a 2-shift meal with a big dining tent outside. And we are not planning to have the dining tent, but we are still looking at a 2-shift meal for this summer. There may be some weeks where we do 1 shift, just depending on the numbers. But a lot of weeks will be a 2-shift, and we'll get that information to you as quickly as possible, because that will have a big effect on if you will need waiters to go to the dining hall to set up tables and all of that. And when our camp-wide assemblies will be, because we're going to get back to doing our flag ceremonies in the mornings and evenings, and what that's going to look like. So when we're able to get to camp and get about a dozen minds in the room that understand the flow of the building and the camp, we will get that locked down. It's just really hard to do it while we're not standing there. And I think many of you may be able to recognize that. It's a lot easier when you can actually see it and put it in motion. So apologies on the delay on that, but we're going to get that to you hopefully next week once we're able to put some eyeballs on it. Let's see here. Any questions? We do have this one. Amy, we're still trying to figure that out, if the food will be delivered to the campsite on Wednesday night or if it's going to be in the dining hall. That's kind of another logistics little issue that we're working out, depending on if we're going to be able to facilitate that or not. Just depends on really the supply chain at this point. So hopefully we're able to get fried chicken out to everybody, but it may be an in dining hall option.
We will have a food option available on Wednesday night. We're just not sure of exactly where it'll take place.
Yeah. See, prior to COVID, we would deliver a meal to folks that wanted it to the campsite, and kind of give our dining hall staff the evening off on Wednesdays. And so it'll just have to see how things play out and what we're able to get our hands on. But we'll let you know here in the next few weeks. So the supply chain, I'm sure, as many of you know, is all over the place. And so we are right in the thicket of that. When we're ordering 3 food trucks a week, the menus may change. What the menus online will be the menus this summer, the ones that are on there. That will be the menu that we will base off of, but that can change. Just so everybody knows, that can change very easily if we're not able to get enough or any of a certain item. But we will try to keep you guys up to date on that once we're actually there at camp. All righty. Last thing I do want to mention, I've gotten several questions about your unit count, if you need to raise or lower it, and also final payments. Final payments are due 1 week prior to arrival, or when you arrive at camp. If you need to bring a check to camp, that's fine. But if you're going to make an online payment, go ahead and do that at least 1 week ahead of time. So just trying to check off my list here. And if you need to change your unit count, if you need to go down in your unit count, you actually have to email that to us at registration@ravenow.com. If you need to lower your unit count down, that's youth or adult spots. Or if you need help adding it back, we're happy to do that, but you should be able to add more to it. Amy, that's a great question. If you are planning to arrive by bus, specifically charter bus, if you're coming in like on your troop school bus or things like that, that's a lot easier. But if you are arriving by charter bus, please let us know ahead of time, because we will have that charter bus pull in at our maintenance facility, where we'll unload it and reload it onto one of our trucks and take it to the campsite. So if you are planning to arrive by charter bus, please let us know when you get those details worked out. So we'll make it easy for you. All righty. Yeah, if you're bringing a school bus that's part of your unit, you can let us know that, but we're able to get those closer to the campsite and make things a little easier for everybody. All right, so those were some good questions, and these were kind of the main topics we had tonight. Hopefully that was informational. We'll have some more details here in another month. I think it's on June 6th. Isn't that right, Ash? June 6th, Monday, June 6th, right here at 6:30. Mm-hmm. Yep. We will do another one of these. We may add some in during the summer. We hope to not be able to do that, but if we have a lot of changes with COVID or whatever it may be, we will keep you guys updated and may throw one of these in there to kind of update how the summer's going and things that you all could help us with, or we can help you with.
We just got
Go ahead.
We just got one more question about health forms. Some people have asked about that. We do accept health forms in advance, not via email, though. You need to actually physically mail copies of those in. I highly recommend not mailing in the originals, because then, that way you still have the original with you. But you're welcome to mail us copies of your health forms in advance, and that will significantly speed up your health checks on Sunday, because our staff can go ahead and review those and make sure that the buddy tags for aquatics are written and things like that. So there's some stuff in our leader's guide about express health checks. That's kind of what that involves, is sending in your health forms and other forms, paperwork in advance. So by all means, you're welcome to mail those to camp.
That's a good question on where to find the menu. Ash, do you know where the menu is?
I do know where it is. If you go to the main page, it's go under Scout, just click on the Scouts BSA tab, just click there. And then over on the right, there's a thing that says Life at Camp. And it's the bottom thing on that menu.
Oh, yeah.
And there you go. There's a few different things here that kind of go over stuff for the week, various activities and what to bring and things like that. And right there's some information on Visitors Night on the right. There's some information on the menu right there.
There you go. We'll update that to say 2022
and then there on the left is some information about Visitors Night as well, which we probably have to put some 2022 information on there as well. But
so there's some good stuff there. Let's see here. Yes, that is a good question. I sent something out about folks that may need to check in on Saturday. We do have an option for folks that are traveling far away that are making a one big drive in one day, one big swoop, to come in and stay Saturday night. Just to give you some details, we are unable to provide meals for those folks if you're coming in on Saturday. The first meal at camp will be Sunday dinner. So you'll need to do a couple meals on your own. But you are welcome to come in and get set up if you guys are coming from a long distance, to get in there and get some rest before the big day. All you need to do if you're looking at that is to email us at registration@ravenknob.com, and we'll get everybody squared away. We've had a lot of those come in the past few days. All righty. The only thing that I have to mention at this point is, number one, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page, be sure to do that now. Hit the subscribe button down below. And the second thing is, if you're not following us on Facebook and Instagram, we are in the process of doing a brand new 2022 Camp Raven Knob Nalgene giveaway. So be sure to check that out, share, comment, like, and maybe you'll get a Camp Raven Knob Nalgene sent to your house fresh off the press. So anyways, one quick question about health forms here. Health forms, the rule from National Health Forms is if it is signed during the month, like if it is signed or dated June 6th, it is good till June 30th. If it's signed on, July 20th, it's good through July 31st. But it has to finish the week. The health form cannot expire while you or your scout is at camp. So it needs to finish it through the week. So hopefully that will answer that question for you. And Shane, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call and we can hammer that out. All right, folks. Well, we kept it to under 30 minutes. It is still daylight outside. I hope everybody's enjoying a little bit more sunshine during the day. Those of you that are at your troop meetings tonight, hope all is going well, and we're excited to see you and your scouts here in the next few weeks. If you have any questions, of course, reach out as much as you want to. Give us a call. The camp phone, I know many of you have tried calling it. We have an automated service right now. The camp phone will be live and attended starting about midweek next week on Wednesday. There will be somebody in the office answering phones, so you can get much quicker responses doing that. So great to see everybody here. Great to see good attendance. And we will see you guys soon. We're getting closer and closer. So we're pumped up. Our folks are getting ready, getting out of college and ready to come to camp and serve you guys. So anyways, all righty. Thank you, folks. Have a good evening.